Do you know what the Great Pacific Garbage Patch even is? This is a local pond here in Sexsmith. This will not have an effect on the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, as it is man-made. Water will always try to find the lowest spot, which is the ocean, and plastic emerges with water, so that is how the Great Pacific Garbage Patch has come up. Save our animals. Solve the problem that we've created. Be aware of the Great Pacific Garbage Patch and spread it. Save our birds, our fish, all of our marine life, and our oceans.
Ocean is a really big place, particularly the Pacific Ocean is a really big place. So even big docks that are floating around after the Japanese tsunami are tiny, tiny little fragments in the entire North Pacific Ocean. And one of the things that happens is the North Pacific, any ocean is not just a bathtub, right? It's something where the water is moving around, and the water tends to move around the edges much faster. Those are the coastal currents. And in the center, it moves slower and slower. So like a Cuisinart, like a Tasty Freeze machine, all of that stuff right in the middle is going to circle around very, very slowly. And that action acts to trap a lot of the debris. So we end up with something that we call the garbage patch, which is that center, and debris may hang out in that garbage patch not just for months, but for years. And seasonally, as the wind patterns change, big aliquots of that water, hundreds of kilometers wide, will break off from that garbage patch and slam into the coastline and may cover a range that's Oregon and Northern California. So we tend to see lots of debris come in, predominantly in the fall and winter when we have patterns of surface water movement into the coast. And then we tend to see less in the summer and early fall when the water is going in the opposite direction.
Nature is all around us. There is no way to escape that fact. It is your choice to save it or destroy it. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch is the result of people choosing to destroy it. Those blue bins, they are meant for recycling. The other, they are for garbage. The forest or grass is not one of those bins. Neither is the ocean. This garbage patch is what happened over time, because people managed to throw so much plastic into the streams, rivers, or even directly into the ocean. The only way this enormous garbage island is possible is because of our own earthly flaws. The gyres are basically convection currents inside the water. The hot water would go up north because hot stuff rises, and cold would go down, so it would create a spinning sensation we call a convection current.
What are your thoughts on the Great Pacific Garbage Patch?
Well, that it's a terrible thing that's happening, and we need to find a way to stop that from happening. I think the world experts and leaders need to take a stronger standpoint on it, and especially considering how little effort's been made currently, it needs to become a priority.
What do you think people as a whole should do about the Great Pacific Garbage Patch?
That's a really good question, and it's one that's not easily answered. We need our leaders to come up with a solution with our scientists and have it dictated, maybe not dictated, but spread the solution to everybody else so we can be a part of the solution and the problem. For us, many people don't know what to do with it, so we need someone, maybe some creative grade 8 and 9 students, to come up with a great idea to help us, as maybe an older generation, be able to help this problem that's been created from generations and generations of people using plastic. So basically, we need guidance with scientists, we need leadership from our governments, and we need something that's put into place that is easily accessible to all.
I think that this is a very big problem, and that is Is that kind of good?
The problem isn't the garbage patch, it's the people that's putting the garbage in the patch.
Our vote is the best option for the Great Pacific Garbage Patch cleanup. With our advanced decisions, we believe that Great Pacific Garbage Patch can be cleaned up.
Filled up with garbage because of constant effects, and we need to do something about it.
This is called an estuary. This is where salt water and fresh water meet and mix. The salt water will take in the fresh water, so there will be no fresh water on the other side. All humans need water, and if we're running out of fresh water, then that is not a good thing.
Do you think you have a responsibility in contributing to the cleanup of the Great Pacific Garbage Patch? And if you do, what would you do?
I absolutely think I have a responsibility. I think everybody does. I think if you are a consumer, which means you consume goods and you produce trash, then you are part of the problem. Therefore, you need to be part of the solution. So the solution should be starting with recycling programs in communities. And then it needs to go as far as reducing or completely eliminating the use of certain consumer goods like plastic bags, plastic utensils. And then I think if we eliminate that type of consumption, then we can significantly reduce the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, and then try to figure out ways to clean up what's already there.
The cause? Us people have been throwing garbage into the rivers or directly into the ocean. The effect? The Great Pacific Garbage Patch. And there could be many more. And our solution is Kode. And now, a moment with our prototype. After months of research, we have finally come up with a solution to the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Kode. The garbage will flow in between the pontoons and the main piece and be pressed by hydraulic press into the net. Then, the net shall be unhooked and attached to the transfer boat, which will take it back to land and separate.
How do you think the Great Pacific Garbage Patch is going to affect the world?
Pollution problems like the Great Pacific Garbage Patch affect an ecosystem, and when one ecosystem is affected in terms of killing off different species of animals, then it's a great big chain and it's going to affect another ecosystem, which again is just going to go all the way around the world and have consequences everywhere.
A message from Kode.